Florida is going to be the first state in the nation to recommend against healthy kids getting the COVID-19 vaccine. The rationale? Well, State Surgeon General Dr. Joseph Latipos said, we're kind of scraping at the bottom of the barrel, particularly with healthy kids, in terms of actually being able to quantify with any accuracy and any confidence the even potential of benefit. It is Florida's latest break from White House coronavirus policy. Joining me on the morning show, Dr. Jeffrey Goldhagen, a professor at UF College in Medicine and a chief of the university's pediatrics division. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Appreciate the opportunity.
Of course. So the CDC said the vaccines are safe and give children 5 and older strong protection against hospitalization and death. Does this decision make any sense at all to you?
Well, let me just say that this is a grievous assault on children and the health and well-being of children and families. What we saw yesterday was political puppet theater that is using children and vulnerable families as pawns in a political scheme of Governor DeSantis. We would like to plead with parents to listen to their doctors, listen to the CDC, listen to the American Academy of Pediatrics, and not pay attention to the politics that is unfolding here in Florida. Vaccines work. There's a study that came out yesterday that indicated that children who are vaccinated have an 8 times less chance of getting the disease. Children do get the disease. They do get sick from the disease. They get hospitalized from the disease. They die from the disease. And this policy will result in increased morbidity and mortality amongst children. It is wrong. And what Dr. Latipos said was wrong.
And he really didn't offer a real reason. Do you worry it's going to confuse parents, make them question what they're hearing from every other source, and in fact keep some from getting their children vaccinated?
Well, we know parents want what's in the best interest of their children, and that's true today and always been true. What we want them to do is listen to their doctors, listen to their physicians. We've been here in the past, we're here now, we'll be here in the future. All we want is what's in the best interest of your children. All Governor DeSantis wants to do is to advance his political career and also that of Dr. Latipos.
I want to go back to something you talked about. Although children generally are less likely than adults to become severely ill with COVID, those with underlying medical conditions are at greater risk. And COVID has killed about 1,000 children. To the parents who worry about potential risks, what do you say?
Well, we do know they have more mild disease than adults, but what we don't know is the long-term impact of even asymptomatic disease in children. But we do know they get MIS-C weeks to months after their mild infections, and we don't know what the long-term impact is going to be. So everything that we can do in vaccination is the most important thing we can do. Parents need to understand that that's critically important to safeguard their children today and also into the future. We know there will be another variant. We know there will be another virus. Getting children vaccinated today is the most important thing that parents can do to safeguard their children and to act in the best interests of their children, irrespective of what our political notes that we hear in the community from our governor and our Surgeon General.
Asked about Florida's guidance, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said it was, quote, deeply disturbing that there are politicians peddling conspiracy theories out there and casting doubt on vaccinations when it is our best tool against the virus. You deal with patient health and science. Are you frustrated that once again politics seems to be getting in the way? Because it is no secret that Governor DeSantis has made it clear his stance on vaccines, vaccine mandates, and other public health guidance from the federal government are not his thing. In fact, last night he called it COVID theater.
Right. Well, it is theater. It's puppet theater. It's political puppet theater using children as political pawns. Bruce is far more than frustrated. Those of us who have committed our lives to the best interests and the health and well-being of children, I can say, are crying sometimes externally and we're crying internally. We're battling this disinformation. We're battling the politics that we see all around us in order to do just one thing, which is protect children. And we plead with parents to listen to their doctors, listen to the American Academy of Pediatrics, listen to the CDC, and so on. And make no mistake about it, this is the first barrage against vaccines in general. Next, we will hear the governor coming out and the Surgeon General coming out about the lack of a need to vaccinate children across the board. And if there's one thing that we know is true, that vaccines in the past, the current vaccine for COVID, will save the lives, have saved the lives, and will continue to save the lives of millions of children in this country and around the world. And it is just an assault on children that we're hearing about today.
Let me get to the bottom line. My kid's your patient. I'm a parent. Come to you, and I say, Dr. Goldhagen, I heard this news. You are my child's doctor. I trust you with their care. What do I do? They're sitting right in front of you. You look them in the eyes and you tell them what?
I tell them the vaccine is safe. It's protective of your children. It will have no long-term effects. The risk of the disease is far worse than vaccines, and that it's critically important they get their children vaccinated, and to listen to their physicians, listen to the American Academy of Pediatrics. Do not listen to the politicians who have their own careers in focus and not the best interests of your child.
Dr. Jeffrey Goldhagen, thank you.